for us as a company, Innova Solutions, this year's always been about people. We've put a lot of things in place so that we're in a position to grow the business. But for a company this size, people is always going to be a key issue. So the Propel funding was ideal from our point of view because we could look at the actual people within the business. It wasn't just for senior management, and that's what really appealed to me. It was more about overall tailoring that funding to what you exactly wanted it for within the scope of the Propel funding. So for us, personal profiling, bit of a revelation really. We decided to profile all our staff, and it's not just about the people individually, it's about looking at the business as a whole. What was interesting was being able to say, okay, let's take them out, how does that look? Let's put them in, how does that look? And looking at the team, so the overall team, but the goals and aspirations from a company point of view. Personal profiling is something now that we're going to be doing with all our members of staff, and with the ultimate aim to get to the ideal team. That's what we're looking for. Probably never going to happen, but if as long as we're moving in the right direction rather than the wrong direction, then that's what we're looking for. The other side of the funding that really appealed is more the training side, so being able to access specific individual talents or specific people for certain aspects within the business. Now you can look at that from a people point of view, so skills training for people, leadership, management, time management. For us it was more about strategy. We've done a lot of work with Growth Accelerator, so we'd already done our 3-year strategic planning, which is fantastic, but were we really conveying that down to our staff? It's about how can we get the best out of them? What is it we're here to do every day? Why all those people are coming into work? And from there we accessed some funding to work with a fantastic guy called Mick Corrigan. We looked at the company mission, vision and values. That's been quite important to us as a business because we're looking to grow, we're looking to double again in the next 3 years, turnover and profit, and do the same thing again by 2020. So we have a really big goal, and working with me enabled us to consolidate that down onto paper. In a small business, what you sometimes find is that goal, that aspiration, wherever you want to be, is always there, but it's always in somebody's head. It's not necessarily written down and consolidated. From there you look at what it is we're looking out for out of our people, what values do they need to have, what mission, what is it we're looking to do, and behind all that there's then a plan, so how are we actually going to get this moving forward. So our business, I think it was a key of let's get that plan in action, let's write it down and let's convey that down to our staff. We need to be looking at what it is we need to do, but more importantly, how do we get everybody else involved? And working with a coach like me enabled us to take 3 days out of the business, be very, very specific, drill down into a lot of aspects, and actually have a plan so that what we wanted to do going forward, say, this is what we've been doing in these 3 days, this is what Innova is going to look like by 2020, and this is how we're going to get there. So really for me, just to consolidate, it's fantastic funding that's available for everybody. Don't think it's not available for you. Yes, there's certain criteria, but there's a massive amount of funding out there. It's about the people for me, this one. It's not just about that senior management, developing your management team. You can develop anybody within a business with this funding. And again, going back to the personal profiling, what it allows you to do is look at how should you be managing those people. People react in different ways. There's different stimuli that they also react to. So from our people point of view, what type of team have we got? Who are those type of people working with us, and how do we then need to manage and motivate them to get the best out of a team? So for me, it was the perfect type of funding at the right time for our business, and I'd recommend it to anybody running a small, medium or even large business.